Commander Sarah Chen stood at the bridge of the EDS Hyperion, her eyes fixed on the massive holographic display showing the approaching Crixian vessels. Their ships resembled crystalline structures, catching and refracting starlight in ways that would have been beautiful if they weren't so terrifying. The fleet had appeared just beyond Mars' orbit less than 6 hours ago, and humanity's first contact with an alien civilization was rapidly becoming a nightmare. "Status report," she commanded, maintaining the steady voice her crew needed to hear. Lieutenant Rivera's fingers danced across his console. 7 capital ships, Commander. Energy signatures unlike anything we've ever seen. Their lead vessel alone is approximately 3 times the size of the Hyperion. Chen nodded, processing the information while keeping her expression neutral. The Hyperion was Earth's most advanced warship, but it had been built to defend against human threats, not alien invasions. The ship's quantum radar had detected the Crixian fleet's arrival through their unique fold space technology, giving Earth precious hours to prepare, but preparation felt futile against such overwhelming force. The main screen flickered, and a figure appeared. The Crixian ambassador, if it could be called that, was tall and angular, its crystalline exoskeleton catching the light from multiple sources. Its voice came through the translator with an unsettling harmonic quality. "People of Earth, we are the Crixian Empire. Our scans have detected significant deposits of crystalline quantum matrices within your planet's crust. These resources are vital to our civilization's survival. You will surrender these deposits to us, or we will take them by force. You have 6 Earth hours to comply." The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving the bridge in silence. Chen's mind raced through the implications. The crystalline quantum matrices the Crixians referred to were what Earth called Q crystal deposits, rare formations that had been discovered just 15 years ago. They had revolutionized Earth's technology, becoming the cornerstone of their quantum computing and energy systems. "Commander," Captain Park spoke up from his tactical station, "we've analyzed their weapon systems. Their technology is advanced, but there are inconsistencies in their energy signatures. Something doesn't add up." Chen walked to his station, studying the readings. She had chosen Park as her tactical officer for his ability to see patterns others missed. "Explain." "Their ships are powerful, yes, but they're channeling almost all their energy through their crystalline structures. It's efficient, but—" He paused, double-checking his calculations. "It's also predictable, like they've never needed to adapt their tactics." Chen's mind started connecting dots. The Crixians' crystalline technology was sophisticated but specialized. They had likely evolved along a singular technological path, perfecting their crystal-based systems, but potentially leaving other avenues unexplored. Humanity, in contrast, had developed dozens of competing technologies, forced to adapt and innovate through centuries of internal conflicts. "Get me Earth Command," Chen ordered, an idea forming, "and have Dr. Patil meet me in the quantum lab immediately." As she strode toward the elevator, Chen's mind was already racing ahead. The Crixians had made a critical mistake in their first contact protocol. They had revealed their technological foundation, while simultaneously demonstrating their arrogance. They assumed their crystal-based technology represented the peak of civilization's potential. They hadn't considered that humanity might have developed along different lines. In the quantum lab, Dr. Patil was already pulling up schematics of the Hyperion's experimental quantum resonance array. "Commander, I think I know what you're thinking," she said without looking up. "The Crixians' crystalline technology. It's like they're using a perfect but rigid language. Our systems are like a pigeon in comparison," Chen finished. "Messy, adaptable, and impossible to predict if you're expecting proper grammar. Can we use that?" Patil's fingers flew across her holographic interface. Their ships are essentially giant crystal computers, perfect for power generation and weapons, but potentially vulnerable to unexpected quantum interference patterns. If we reconfigure our QRA to emit a chaotic resonance field, we could disrupt their systems without them even realizing what we're doing," Chen said, the plan crystallizing in her mind. They'll be expecting a conventional response, either surrender or direct military engagement. They won't be prepared for this. She opened a channel to Earth Command, knowing that humanity's response to this first contact would define their place in the galaxy. The Crixians had clearly encountered other civilizations before, but Chen suspected they had never met one quite like humanity. Adaptable, innovative, and absolutely unwilling to surrender their home without a fight. The next 6 hours would determine humanity's future among the stars. But as Chen looked at the determination in her crew's eyes, she knew one thing for certain. The Crixians had made a serious mistake in underestimating Earth's capabilities. Their rigid, crystal-based technology was about to meet humanity's chaos theory, and Chen had a feeling they wouldn't know what hit them. The bridge of the EDS Hyperion had transformed into a war room in the hours following the Crixian ultimatum. Commander Chen watched as holographic representations of Earth's defensive fleet took position in a formation that would have seemed nonsensical to any traditional military strategist. But then again, nothing about their response would follow convention. HFY modifications are complete, Dr. Petal reported, her voice carrying a mix of exhaustion and excitement. We've transmitted the specifications to the rest of the fleet. Each ship's quantum resonance array has been calibrated to emit a unique interference pattern. Chen nodded, studying the tactical display. Earth's fleet was drastically outnumbered. 37 ships against the Crixians' armada of over 200 vessels. But numbers weren't everything, especially when you were about to rewrite the rules of engagement. The Crixians are moving, Lieutenant Rivera announced. Their fleet is advancing in standard attack formation. 6 hours had elapsed since their ultimatum. Right on schedule, Chen muttered. Initiate Operation Chaos Theory. The Earth Defense Fleet began to move, but not in any pattern the Crixians would recognize as military strategy. Each ship activated its modified QRA, creating a complex web of quantum interference that looked like background noise to conventional sensors. The real effect, however, was far more insidious. Captain Park's voice carried a hint of satisfaction as he reported, Crixian ships are showing the first signs of system irregularities. Their crystal matrices are attempting to compensate, exactly as predicted. On the main display, the massive crystalline ships of the Crixian fleet continued their advance, but subtle distortions were beginning to appear in their formation. Their perfectly synchronized movements started to show microscopic variations, nothing that would alarm them yet, but the first cracks in their crystalline armor. They're launching their first wave of attacks, Rivera reported. Energy weapons charging. Chen allowed herself a small smile. Execute pattern Delta. Let's show them why evolution favors adaptability over perfection. The Earth fleet scattered in what appeared to be panic, but each ship's movement was precisely calculated to maximize the effect of their quantum interference. As the Crixians fired their devastating energy weapons, they encountered something unprecedented. Their perfectly aligned crystal-focused beams began to refract unpredictably. Crixian weapon efficiency dropped to 78%, Park announced. Their targeting systems are struggling to compensate for our quantum noise. The battle unfolded like a complex dance, with Earth's ships weaving through space in seemingly random patterns while maintaining their quantum interference web. The Crixians' responses became increasingly erratic as their crystal-based systems struggled to process the chaotic data flooding their sensors. Commander, Dr. Patel called out, we're detecting attempts at adaptation in their crystal matrices. They're trying to reconfigure their systems to filter out our interference. As expected, Chen replied. Initiate Phase 2. The Earth fleet suddenly shifted their QRA emissions to a completely different pattern, one that took advantage of the Crixians' attempted adaptations. The effect was immediate and devastating. Several smaller Crixian vessels suddenly went dark, their crystal matrices overwhelmed by the unexpected change. Sir, Rivera's voice carried an edge of excitement. The Crixian command ship is showing signs of systemic failure. Their crystal matrix is experiencing cascading resonance effects. Chen watched as the massive alien flagship's crystalline structure began to emit erratic pulses of energy. The Crixians had built their entire civilization on the perfect symmetry and predictability of crystal-based technology. They had never encountered an enemy that would turn that perfection against them. Incoming transmission from the Crixian command ship, Rivera announced. The angular face of the Crixian commander appeared on screen, its crystalline features showing visible distress. "What manner of weapons are you using against us?" "This is impossible." "Not impossible," Chen replied calmly. "Just improbable. Something your perfect crystal matrices never learned to handle. We're giving you one chance to withdraw. Otherwise, we'll be forced to demonstrate just how chaotic humanity can be." The Crixian commander's response was cut short as another wave of quantum interference washed over their fleet. More ships began to show signs of system failure as their crystal matrices tried and failed to process the unpredictable patterns bombarding them. "They're falling back," Park reported, unable to keep the triumph from his voice. "The entire Crixian fleet is retreating to a safe distance." Chen knew this wasn't over. The Crixians wouldn't give up their prize so easily. But humanity had just proven something crucial. Technological superiority wasn't just about raw power or perfect efficiency. Sometimes, the ability to embrace chaos and imperfection could be the greatest strength of all. "Send word to Earth Command," Chen ordered. "The first wave has been repelled, but the Crixians will be back. And next time, they'll be ready for our quantum interference tactics. We need to prepare for Phase 3. As she watched the crystalline ships retreat into the darkness of space, Chen couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and concern. Humanity had won their first battle against an alien invasion force, not through superior firepower or advanced technology, but by thinking differently, by embracing the very chaos and imperfection that the Crixians saw as weakness. The real war was just beginning, but humanity had already proven one thing. They weren't just going to survive in this new galactic arena. They were going to revolutionize it. 3 days after humanity's first victory, the Crixian Empire returned with a force that made their previous fleet look like a scouting party. The space around Earth's orbit filled with crystalline vessels, their surfaces modified with new resonance-dampening structures that glowed with otherworldly energy. Commander Chen stood on the Hyperion's bridge, watching as nearly 1,000 Crixian ships emerged from fold space. Their crystalline hulls had been reinforced, clearly adapted to resist the quantum interference that had proved so effective in the first battle. "They've been busy," Captain Park observed, his fingers dancing across the tactical display. "Those dampening structures will neutralize our QRA tactics." "As expected," Chen replied, her calm demeanor masking the tension she felt. "They're not a spacefaring empire because they're stupid." Dr. Patel, status of Project Prometheus. The quantum physicist hologram appeared on the bridge, projected from her secure facility deep within Luna Base. "Final calibrations are complete, Commander. Though I still think this is theoretically impossible." "Theoretical impossibility is humanity's specialty," Chen said with a slight smile. "Status of the fleet. All ships reporting ready," Rivera answered. "Though I'm not sure what good 37 ships will do against 1,000. The main screen flickered to life, revealing the Crixian High Commander. Its crystalline form had been augmented with additional structures, making it appear even more alien and imposing. "Your primitive interference tactics have been neutralized," it announced, the harmonic overtones of its voice carrying unmistakable satisfaction. "Surrender your planet's crystal deposits, and we may allow your species to survive as a protectorate of the Empire." Chen's response was cut short as the Crixian fleet opened fire. Hundreds of energy beams, now stable and unaffected by quantum interference, lanced toward Earth's defensive line. The attack was devastating in its precision and power. But the beams passed through empty space. "Prometheus protocol executed successfully," Dr. Puddle reported, her voice tight with concentration. "All fleet units have transitioned." The Crixian commander's crystalline features shifted in what might have been confusion. What trickery is this? Chen allowed herself a genuine smile. Did you really think quantum interference was our only surprise? Initiate Phase 2. Earth's fleet suddenly appeared behind the Crixian armada, their positions seemingly impossible. Before the alien vessels could react, the human ships opened fire with conventional weapons, targeting the new resonance-dampening structures with precise shots. Impossible, the Crixian commander exclaimed. No species has achieved instantaneous matter transmission. The energy requirements alone would be impossible using crystal-based technology, Chen finished for him. But we don't use crystals for everything. Sometimes, the messy solution is the right one. Dr. Patel, would you like to explain? The quantum physicist hologram smiled. Your civilization built itself on perfect crystal matrices, achieving incredible power through perfect order. We took a different path. Project Prometheus doesn't transmit matter. It creates quantum entanglement fields that temporarily merge space-time points. Messy, inefficient, and completely unpredictable to your sensors. The Crixian fleet attempted to reorganize, but their rigid command structure wasn't designed for such chaos. Human ships blinked in and out of existence around them, appearing at impossible angles, firing conventional weapons at crucial weak points before vanishing again. Their formation is breaking, Park reported. The dampening structures are failing on multiple ships. Chen nodded. Reactivate the QRA network. Let's show them what happens when you combine chaos with precision. The quantum resonance arrays powered up again, this time coordinated with the Prometheus jumps. The effect was catastrophic for the Crixian fleet. Their ship's crystal matrices, already stressed from trying to track the impossible movements of Earth's fleet, began to shatter under the renewed quantum assault. Commander, the Crixian leader's voice had lost its harmonic perfection. You cannot comprehend the forces you are unleashing. The Empire has ruled space for 10,000 years through the perfection of crystal technology. That's exactly your problem, Chen replied. Perfect systems are predictable. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our ability to embrace imperfection, to find solutions that shouldn't work but do. We don't need 10,000 years of crystal perfection. We just need to be better today than we were yesterday. The battle continued to turn as more Crixian ships succumbed to the combined assault of quantum interference and impossible spatial jumps. Their perfect formations dissolved into chaos. Their coordinated attacks became desperate individual struggles for survival. The Crixian fleet is retreating, Rivera announced. Multiple ships are attempting emergency fold space jumps. Chen watched as the mighty armada of the Crystal Empire broke apart, their retreat as chaotic as their assault had been ordered. But she felt no triumph, only determination. This victory would change everything, not just for Earth but for the galaxy. Send word to Earth Command, she ordered. The Crixian Empire needs to understand that humanity isn't just defending itself. We're rewriting the rules of space warfare. And we're just getting started. As the last Crixian ships vanished into fold space, Chen knew that the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had proven that their primitive approach to technology, their willingness to embrace chaos and imperfection, could overcome even the most advanced alien civilization. The age of crystal perfection was over. The era of human innovation had begun. 2 weeks after the battle at Earth, the EDS Hyperion led a fleet of 60 ships through the darkness of deep space. Each vessel had been upgraded with refined Prometheus drives and enhanced quantum resonance arrays. They weren't running from the Crixian Empire anymore. They were hunting them. Commander Chen studied the tactical display showing their target, a major Crixian shipyard system. Intelligence gathered from captured Crixian databases had revealed that the Crystalline Empire was rushing to modify their entire fleet to counter Earth's quantum attacks. They wouldn't get the chance. Prometheus drives spooling up, Lieutenant Rivera reported. All ships report ready for synchronized jump. Dr. Patel's hologram appeared, her image now broadcasting from a secure facility aboard the Hyperion. The improved entanglement fields are stable. We can maintain simultaneous displacement for up to 6 minutes now. More than enough time, Chen replied. She addressed the fleet-wide channel. All ships, prepare for combat jump. Remember, we're not just attacking their shipyards, we're changing their understanding of what's possible. The human fleet vanished in unison. The improved Prometheus drives creating a perfect entanglement field that transported them directly into the heart of Crixian space. They emerged in perfect formation around the massive crystalline structures of the shipyard. The Crixian response was immediate but confused. Defense platforms activated, their crystal-focused weapons charging with deadly energy, but they were designed to repel conventional attacks, not ships that could ignore the basic laws of spacetime. Multiple Crixian vessels detecting our presence, Park announced. They're attempting to coordinate a response, but their command structure is still adapting to our previous tactics. Chen nodded. The rigid hierarchy of the Crixian Empire had become their greatest weakness. Execute Operation Shattered Mirror. Earth's fleet split into precisely coordinated groups, each targeting different sections of the shipyard complex. The Prometheus drives activated again, but this time they didn't simply jump to new positions. The ships began to exist in multiple locations simultaneously, creating phantom images that were both real and unreal. Quantum superposition field stable, Dr. Paddle reported, her voice tense with concentration. We're successfully existing in 3 space-time points simultaneously. The Crixian defenders fired at the human ships, but their crystal-based targeting systems couldn't handle the quantum uncertainty of vessels existing in multiple states at once. Their perfect crystalline computers, designed for absolute precision, began to fail as they tried to process the impossible data. Their defense grid is collapsing, Rivera announced. Primary shipyard facilities are exposed. Chen watched as the massive crystalline structures began to fracture under the combined assault of conventional weapons and quantum chaos. But something caught her attention, a pattern in the Crixian response that seemed almost familiar. Hold fire, she ordered suddenly. All ships, maintain position but cease attacks. The bridge crew looked at her in confusion, but they trusted their commander's instincts. The Crixian defenders, expecting another trick, held their positions as well. Open a channel to their command center, Chen ordered. When the connection was established, she addressed the Crixian commander directly. Your defense patterns have changed. You're not just trying to stop us, you're trying to adapt our techniques. The Crixian commander's crystalline features shifted in what might have been surprise. We are the Empire. We perfect all techniques we encounter. Chen smiled. Exactly. You're not just defending anymore. You're learning. Your crystal matrices are starting to process quantum uncertainty in new ways. Your rigid command structure is becoming more flexible. Of course, the commander replied. The Empire has survived for 10 millennia by absorbing and perfecting the technologies of others. Your chaos will become our order. That's what I was hoping you'd say, Chen responded. Because this was never about destroying your empire. It was about forcing you to evolve. She turned to her crew. Power down weapons but maintain Prometheus field stability. Send the diplomatic package we prepared. The Crixian commander received the transmission, its crystalline form shifting as it processed the information. This is a proposal for technological exchange. Even as you attack our shipyards, the best way to get your attention was to prove we could fight you, Chen explained. The best way to earn your respect was to show we could beat you. But the best way forward is to demonstrate that we can teach you. The proposal was comprehensive. A technological exchange program that would combine Crixian crystal precision with human quantum chaos theory. The potential applications were endless. Ships that could harness both perfect order and creative disorder, weapons that could switch between precise strikes and unpredictable attacks, defenses that could adapt to any threat. Your species is unusual, the Crixian commander observed. You attack to make peace. You create chaos to establish a new order. That's humanity for you, Chen replied. We're not interested in destroying your empire or taking your territory. We want to help you become something better than perfect, something adaptable. The commander was silent for a long moment, its crystalline form processing this new paradigm. Finally, it spoke. The Empire accepts your proposal. Perhaps perfection is not the end of evolution, but merely a stage in it. As the diplomatic channels opened and the weapons powered down, Chen knew that this victory was greater than any military conquest. Humanity hadn't just defended itself or proven its strength. It had changed the fundamental nature of one of the galaxy's oldest civilizations. The age of rigid perfection was truly over. The era of adaptive evolution had begun. 6 months after the historic agreement at the Crixian shipyards, the EDS Hyperion docked at Harmony Station, a massive joint construction project combining human quantum engineering with Crixian crystal architecture. The station hung in space like a work of art, its crystalline structures flowing in seemingly impossible patterns, sustained by quantum fields that defied conventional physics. Commander Chen stood in the station's observation dome, watching as ships from both civilizations moved through the surrounding space. Human vessels with crystalline enhancement arrays maneuvered alongside Crixian ships, modified with quantum probability drives. Each civilization had begun to adopt the other's strengths while maintaining their unique approaches to technology. Quite a view, isn't it? Dr. Patil approached, her real presence now rather than a hologram. The Crixian engineers are still trying to understand how we can be so comfortable with quantum uncertainty. Meanwhile, our scientists are struggling to match their crystal manufacturing precision. That's exactly why this works, Chen replied. We challenge each other's assumptions, force each other to grow. A delegation of Crixian officials entered the observation dome, their crystalline forms now incorporating organic-looking elements that would have been considered heretical just months ago. The High Commander, who had once threatened to destroy Earth, led the group. Commander Chen, it greeted her, its harmonic voice carrying new undertones of flexibility. The combined fleet exercises have exceeded all projected outcomes. Your chaos theory applications have revolutionized our understanding of space combat. And your crystal technology has given us precision we never thought possible, Chen responded. The latest hybrid drives are testing at 300% efficiency compared to our original designs. The High Commander's form shifted in what Chen had learned was an expression of pride. We have received requests from 12 other spacefaring civilizations for membership in our joint development program. The galaxy is changing. Chen turned back to the view of space, where a new vessel was emerging from the station's construction dock. It was the first of its kind, a ship designed from the ground up to incorporate both human and Crixian technology. Its hull was a perfect blend of crystalline precision and quantum uncertainty, capable of existing in multiple states while maintaining structural perfection. The USS Unity, Dr. Patel noted, first of the Harmony class, a ship that shouldn't be possible, according to both our original understanding of physics. That's what happens when you stop trying to force the universe to follow your rules, Chen said. Sometimes the best solution is to admit you don't have all the answers. The High Commander's crystalline structure resonated in agreement. For 10,000 years, the Empire sought perfection. We believed we had achieved it. Now we understand that true perfection lies in the ability to change, to adapt, to embrace new possibilities. A junior officer approached with an urgent message. Chen read it and smiled. The long-range quantum arrays have detected signals from another civilization, well beyond the Empire's original borders. They appear to be using some form of plasma-based technology we've never seen before. New challenges, the High Commander observed. New opportunities for growth. New chances to prove that the strongest civilizations aren't the ones that stick to their ways, Chen added, but the ones that are willing to learn and change. The US Unity powered up its hybrid drives, its crystalline structure momentarily existing in multiple quantum states before stabilizing. It was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of what could happen when different civilizations chose to combine their strengths rather than fight over their differences. You know, Dr. Patel said thoughtfully. 6 months ago, we were preparing for a war that could have destroyed both our civilizations. Now we're exploring the galaxy together, discovering new forms of science, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. That's the real victory, Chen replied. Not beating the Empire, but helping them, and ourselves, become something better, something that combines the best of both our approaches. The High Commander's crystalline form pulsed with what Chen now recognized as enthusiasm. The old Empire sought to perfect the galaxy by making everything follow our pattern. Now we understand that true perfection lies in diversity, in the combination of different approaches and ideas. As they watched the Unity begin its maiden voyage, Chen reflected on how far both civilizations had come. The Crixians had learned to embrace chaos and uncertainty, while humanity had gained new appreciation for precision and order. Together, they had created something entirely new, a partnership that promised to reshape the galaxy's future. Send word to Earth Command, Chen ordered. The Unity systems are functioning perfectly. Phase 1 of the Harmony Initiative is complete. We're ready to begin deep space exploration. The ship's hybrid drives activated, creating a sphere of perfectly controlled quantum chaos contained within a crystalline matrix. As it disappeared into the depths of space, it carried with it humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy: the understanding that true strength comes not from perfection or chaos alone, but from the wisdom to know when to use each. The war that never was had ended in a victory greater than either side could have imagined. And somewhere in the vast darkness of space, new civilizations waited to be discovered, new technologies waited to be understood, and new possibilities waited to be explored by those who were wise enough to learn from each other.